Okay. We are finishing up 5.3, systems level 5. Same directions. We're going to focus on this one this time. We're going to focus on this one as well. Of course, the other ones are the same. Should have this written in your notes already. If not, there's a video all about this. So go back and look at that. All right, here's the first problem that we're going to work. This is basically what a level 5 is going to look like. Okay, and level 5 can look in a bunch of different ways, but it could look like this. All right, so it's in no order whatsoever. It's not in slope-intercept order. It's in no order. It's terrible. So what we need to do is get it in order. Now, some people are bothered because you can put it in any order you want to as long as it's in the same order. But most people, we get used to doing this where we have x's first, we have y's second, equal sign, and a number. Okay, you can do it in any order like I said, but it's not that hard to put it in this order, and so that's what I'll go ahead and take you through. So let's go ahead and look at what we need to do. Well, look at the first line. To put it in x, y equals number order, I need to move this to the front, and I need to move this second, right? Well, all you need to know on this is switch sides, switch signs. That's it. There's no big work to it. Technically, what we are doing is subtracting 8x from both sides, but sometimes this is easier to think about. So I'm going to go ahead and write this down. So I switch sides, so it becomes a negative 8x. Okay? I switch sides, so it becomes a negative 7y. Did I do anything to this? Nope, so it stays the same. Is that the order we're used to seeing it in? Okay, let's look at the next line. Okay, I need the x to go over here. Switch sides, switch signs. It becomes a negative 8x. That stays at minus 5y, and then that equals negative 10. Does everybody see what I just did? I drew a bunch of arrows, right? Okay, so we are just sorting, we are rearranging. This is something we've done before with slope-intercept form and standard form, but now we're kind of putting it to the thing. This was in no form whatsoever, but I'm still just moving things over. And that's all it is. If you want to move something from the right to the left, that's fine. I'm going to show you another thing that could potentially happen next. Okay, we're probably not going to work this all the way through because we've done that so many different times. There's so many videos on that anyways. The next step here, now that I have it in order, would be to find or create an opposite. And this is going to be an easy opposite, isn't it? I'm just going to change everything on the bottom to a positive. That is the easiest way to do that. And so I'm just going to go minus, basically multiply everything by minus 1. Bam, bam, bam. Now I got my opposite. Cancel. Negative 2y equals 12. We can work this out for the rest of the way. I'm more worried about the first two steps because that's the hard part. This, once we get here, it's just the same over and over and over again. Okay, let's look at a different one. 7x minus 2y equals negative 9. 7y minus 8x equals 15. Okay, let me show it to you. All right, is it lined up? It's not. And again, I recommend, just so you have consistency, to put it in x, y number order, basically a standard form, because we don't want fractions anyways. The only difference between this and standard form is you can't have a negative here. Okay, well, I want the x's to be first and I want the y's to be second. What? Am I allowed to just move things? Can I just move this guy in front here? Am I switching sides? I'm not crossing the equal sign, am I? So can I just literally just do this? Is that okay? Yeah. So if I don't switch sides, I just leave the sign alone. You only change the sign if you switch the equal sign. I always look at it like uniforms. You got two teams. You got left team and right team. If you're on the right team, you want to change to the left team, you got to switch your uniform, right? But they're on the same team. They're just switching positions. So you don't change the sign. Okay, and again, what's probably the best way to do this one? Maybe multiply the top line by 8 and the bottom line by 7. Is that okay? Okay. And I'm going to just finish this step, but I'm not going to do the last two steps. 8 times 7 is 56. I should probably not write in red because it doesn't show up as well. Times 8. Times 8. So this would be negative 16. Y equals negative 72. And down here is going to end up being negative 56. X times 7. Times 7. So that would be plus 49. Y equals, oh, what is that? That's 35. 105, maybe? Sure. Okay. And this is going to cross out. This is going to end up being a 33. Y equals negative 33. That should be easy to solve then. Y would equal negative 1. I can do that in my head. You guys can too. All right, that's another level 5 issue. Okay, the final level 5, my favorite level 5, you might even call this a level 6. But I don't, I make it up the levels anyways, so I call it a level 5. It's my favorite one. It's my favorite one to show somebody, especially if you can get it right, to show how much you know how to do and how much you've improved since the 8th grade. This one just looks ugly. Did I just write 2 negatives? Oh, I forgot that. I gotcha. And we're going to work this one all the way through. If I put one of these on the test, I'm sorry, but it's just ugly, ugly, ugly. Okay, first of all, let's put it in X, Y, number order. Okay, and just don't focus on the fractions, just focus on this. Okay, let's see if you can get it done. I'll go a little bit slower on this one. Okay, looking at this, there's my equal sign. I will need to move this guy over here. So go ahead and see if you can write that down correctly. Now, remember, even though I have ugly fractions, what did I say the answer is going to be? Is it going to have fractions and ugly decimals? It's going to be nice and pretty. That's my favorite part about algebra is you take something just ugly and awful and you get a nice, pretty answer. Okay, hopefully we got this right. Let's see. Switch sides, switch signs. So I just switch it to a negative. Okay. I guess I should have spaced it out more like that, but it works. Let's look at this next one. I got the X and the Y. They're fine, right? How about this 1? Where's it supposed to go? Is this guy supposed to go all the way over here? What happens when I move the 1? Just switch the signs. Okay, so I'm going to write this down underneath. Negative 8 over 27, x, minus 1 over 27, y, equals positive 1. All right. Like I said, this is the absolute hardest one that we're ever going to do. We'll see if I'm this mean to put it on the test, but we do have 1 on our homework today. Okay, I don't like fractions. I don't want them. I don't want to think. I don't want to deal with it. I want to make the fractions go away and make them go away forever. And this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the biggest number down here. Okay? If you start with the biggest number and it doesn't get rid of your fractions, you keep multiplying by a denominator until they go away. But I'm always going to start with the biggest number. This would be the greatest common denominator. Well, that would be the greatest common denominator, but that's okay. Start with the biggest one. So I'm going to multiply everything by 15. And I want you to go ahead and do this and see what your line turns into and write it down right here. And like I said, we're not going to do a million of these because they take forever. But I do need to let you know how to do this because you can use this trick on any math problem with fractions for the rest of your life. You want to get rid of fractions? Get rid of fractions. 15 times negative 1/3. Isn't that negative 5x? I like that better. What's this 15 times 1/15? Okay, do we like this better? We can work with this. All right, the nice thing is when we go to the separate line, we don't worry about that line. What do I multiply this bottom line by to get rid of those fractions? 27? Okay, I definitely don't want to deal with 1/27th. That sounds annoying. Okay, let's write that down. Let's see if we can get that done. 27 times this, negative 8x. Okay, remember your fractions, you just cancel top and bottom. This would be negative 1y. And this would be 27. Is that easy? If you remember the trick. Now, this looks easy to do the next step to me. What would be easy to eliminate? Can I just go through and do this trick that we learned the other day where we do bam, bam, and bam? Okay, finish this problem out. Is this right? Okay. You can't see it, but let's see if I got that right. Okay. The last step, I said you can use any line you want to. I can use this line. I'm not going to because it's chaos and it's not orderly and it hurts my head. I can use this line. Again, I'm not to. I can use these fraction lines, but I don't want to do fractions. The whole purpose of these two lines was to get rid of fractions, yes? So I probably want to use one of these lines. I, in fact, probably like this line because I got a positive 8x, a positive 1y. So let's just do that. 8 times negative 4 plus 1y equals negative 27. Okay, I just took that from there. This is going to be a negative 32. Is that right? Did something wrong, I think. What did I do wrong? I did all this work and I got it wrong. What did I do wrong? Should be an easy fix. Because I didn't miss anything hard. What's negative 27 plus 32? Put it in your calculator. Oh, okay, it's 5. So I did all the hard work and I got to the end and I got lazy, right? And I just didn't want to put it in my calculator, so I wrote 15 instead of 5. Here we go. Okay. And there's the final answer. Okay.